तो भैया पूरा भाजपा खराब है तो पूरा भाई
Yes, I have participated, but then later on, since I've come into badminton, not much. More of activity was in badminton rather in school. apart from that, I think I've really enjoyed school. And firstly, I would like to thank ma'am because such a wonderful school. Because Glendale, I mean, coming here for the first time, it's very different. I mean, I've gone through school a bit here and there, and the way she was telling, it was very creative and innovative. Where a lot more things to learn. And I think in this 21st century, everybody should know what's happening around the world and also what is happening in the world, and to know about everything when it comes to food and activities and studies and everything. I think each and everything they've really explained it very well, and what are the uses and what are the comforts and discomforts also have been, you've been actually telling me. It was very interesting to hear about all that. And I think apart from studies, you must have seen there the track outside, a lot of activities like cricket grounds are still, they will definitely come up soon. So I think it's very important for a child to not only study all the time, but also different activity apart from studies, maybe a bit of sports that will actually keep you healthy. And I think these kind of schools in India are coming up. Like, it is, I think, the first Glendale school which is been, and I would like to, multiple.
We've actually been pioneers in multiple intelligence, so the entire spectrum of human potential we're trying to explore.
Like to congratulate her, congratulations, ma'am. You've been doing a great job, and
thank you so much for being here to honor us and give us that motivation and inspiration.
Thank you so much.
One thing that you remember the most from your schooling days that you did, the one thing that you really loved the most about your schooling days?
About schooling days, it was always fun, a lot of children together, and everybody used to like sports. So that is when I really feel that, in this generation, a lot of youngsters, who wants to take up sports as a career. And I think like these schools are definitely from the grassroots levels, where if there are grounds and activities like cricket and many more sports, if they start from the school level, definitely they will come up to one stage and they'll get a lot of success, is what I feel.
I have one last question. What is the advice that you would like to give to the students? There is such an amazing talent in the coming generation. They're into sports and extracurricular activities. So what is that advice you give, being from such a
my advice would be, I think, every person, every individual has a different mindset. Every individual might want to do different things. So, there are a lot of things. If you see a lot of activities, a lot of things to do. So, I would just say that just enjoy what you do. That is very, very important for a child to, because it's, if you think, okay, let's do it tomorrow, I think that tomorrow will never come. You need to start from today. You need to know what to do. And I think there are a lot of, teachers and stuff to actually tell them what it is. And so I think the children will definitely see it.
A few words about Glendale.
I think Glendale Education School has been really good, and this is my first time coming here, so I'm really very happy, and I'm really very thankful because I think I've never seen such schools. Because as I said already, a lot of people wanted to take sport as a career thing. We always wanted grounds and activities and sports in every school from the grassroots level. So I think these kind of schools will definitely help a lot of children.
Tell about this Glendale school.
So we're very happy to launch Glendale International School with Padma Bhushan Devi Sindhu. This is really an honor. This is our second school, Glendale International. We already have one in Telapur with a PYP curriculum, and this is going to be a K through 10 Cambridge school, a fully international school. Glendale Academy International, that is an award-winning school for several years. That was established in 2003. So we have been in education for close to a quarter of a century. We're actually trend-setting. We're trailblazing a lot of very, very important paths in terms of pedagogy. I think when I started as an educator, over 20 years ago, a lot of people felt that this would never work in India. It was just a rote and regurgitate model, rattle and that's it. And the kids who really actually had those talents in the activities, they were never given that opportunity. Like if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it's obviously going to fail. So we need to create opportunities where children can excel at what they're good at. And that's where, for over 25 years, we actually have been pioneers in advocating the methodology of multiple intelligence. And this was a theory by Dr. Howard Gardner from Harvard University. It's made its way into classrooms all around the world. But in India, we were pioneers in establishing this. And the wonderful thing about the theory of multiple intelligences is, as Sindhu was saying, it covers the entire spectrum of learning, the entire spectrum of human potential. So maybe someone is very verbally, linguistically smart. That's great. Somebody's very logically, mathematically smart. That's great. And we have a lot of that in our state. But what about those like Sindhu who are bodily kinesthetic, really straight? Like she was just here and appreciating the art. There are those who are very visual, spatial. Those who are naturalistic, musical, rhythmic. Like we've got great composers and musicians in the country. We've got artists. So we actually need to encourage people in all fields. And that starts with the right exposure when they're young. And as Dr. Howard Gardner said, it's not about how smart you are, but it's about how are you smart. So we believe that the more ways we teach, the more children we reach. And we're giving different children with different abilities to come and optimize their human potential here at Glendale. And that's what we believed. And I think after many, many years, almost 15 years, the awards, both at the state level, regional level, national level, and now international level, have kept pouring in. And we're really, really grateful because this is a pat on the back, especially when we were told that this would not work in India. But now even India and the world is recognizing that this is what we need for the children of India. This is what we need. Our children have to be given these opportunities because India has so much potential, and the best way to unleash it is through the right education. And it's through holistic education.
Okay.
of Glendale, the heads of our institutions, our partners in education, our dear parents and students, good evening and welcome to one and all. What a pleasure it is to be standing here before you on this momentous occasion where we are here to inaugurate a new branch of a world-class institution with a world-class sports icon. It is an honor to start the new year of 2020. By the way, can you believe that it's 2020 already? This is an age where science fiction has become science fact. We are living in a world already with robotics, virtual reality, self-driving vehicles, and artificial intelligence. The world is talking about how all fields have been disrupted, yet the field of education is yet to see this transformation. But on the other hand, I'm very happy to share with you that Glendale has been a thought leader and trendsetter in trailblazing a future-ready path in India for education. With 2020 come new beginnings. In fact, Glendale has turned over a new leaf in many ways, but also in a literal sense. Yes, I'm talking about our new logo. The Glendale leaf has always been an integral part of our design, symbolizing vitality, renewal, rejuvenation, and the nurturing aspect of nature itself. Our mission has always been to provide these learning places that are nurturing spaces for the multiple intelligences and 21st century skills. Moreover, we have now encased this leaf with a modern crest to symbolize our legacy of a quarter of a century in education. Moreover, the stars on our logo stand witness for our drive for excellence and the testimony to the institution's accomplishments that have commemorated Glendale's regional and national success. Remember the words of our school song, Echo, quote, "For this is the place where you shine like a star." Back in the mid-90s and early 2000s, there were literally hundreds of people that told me that what I was striving to provide for in holistic education would never work in India. The country, unfortunately, was hung up on a rote and regurgitate model, even a drill-in-kill. Isn't it so sad and shameful that even today there are student suicides happening every week, including our own state, due to academic stress? How shameful is that? But after many hard years of hard work and trying to change the system of how we can teach in a developmentally appropriate way, student-centric and with brain-compatible learning with multiple intelligence methodology, finally there is an understanding and an appreciation that students in India require these 21st century skills. And now the recognition has kept pouring in, and our trend-setting efforts are finally being recognized not only in the country but also the world stage. In fact, we have gained prestigious membership of the Council of International Schools by virtue of our excellence in numerous parameters, including leadership in international education, with just a single visit from CIS. Speaking of stars in our logo, 2019 rocked. We are very proud to share the numerous accolades that we received, including from Global League, a great place to study. This was awarded in the House of Commons in London in June. The Times Excellence Award for the Best CBSE Curriculum South Zone. The New Age Educator Award at the Global Schoolpreneur Summit. The International School Award in Dubai for the Best School Chain in the city and by Education World, the Extraordinary Leadership Jury Award, and we have retained the top 2 position in the city and state for the last 4 years. We also figure in the top 15 in the country for co-ed CBSE schools. And it's such a pleasure that Mr. Bhavin Shah from Education World has flown in all the way from Mumbai to be with us today and give us his encouragement. Thank you so much, Bhavin, for being here.